I'm speechless. I don't... We just saw Shanks fight, and I think this chapter is the most wild chapter that I've seen maybe ever in One Piece. Maybe. And I'm telling you, I waited 2 decades to watch Shanks fight, and this chapter has me blown away. I was reading it last night. I might have been under the influence, but while I was reading it, I had to double check, and I really thought I was reading a fanfic for like a second. I was like, there's no way this is real. It was also in color, and I was like, there's just no way. I don't know what's happening here. I was expecting to see who was on Blackbeard's ship. I was expecting maybe some Kizaru action, maybe some more Bonnie. Thank God that didn't happen. But all we got was Kobe on the pirate island. That's what we got. We got way more than that, but that's where it starts. So they're talking about him. There's still the translation error, depending on which one you read, between Commodore and... So he's not a Commodore, and he's not a Rear Admiral. He's just a Captain, it seems. But the translation's always so weird. I'm pretty sure he's just a Captain, but I don't know. Captain Kobe. Captain Kobe's bounty is actually solid. We're seeing some cross-guild crossover as we speak, which is pretty tight. We're also starting to see a lot of fruits. I think my brother put it the best, where Oda is really in the bag with these fruits now. He's really going to town with some of the ones that he's been hiding. Some of the ones that he's been keeping to himself for whatever reason. I think we're going to find out soon, but for whatever reason. And we're cooking through it. We see Kobe, sword member, is running around the island. It seems like he's rescuing other prisoners who are being sold as slaves. So Blackbeard is in the slave market. And as a Yonko, I guess he's allowed to do that. Who's going to stop him from doing that except somebody who's coming right now? But we get Shiryu of the Rain, we get Pizarro. We're seeing their fruits. We already knew that Shiryu had the clear. We got the Island Man and Pizarro, which is literally just Pika. I'm just going to treat it as Pika. That's what it seems like. It could be like bigger than Pika, but it's like Pika Plus. Sure. Still don't give much of a shit about his crew, Blackbeard, but whatever. Vasco Shot, I kind of like his design, but still don't really give a shit about him. Has the Glug Glug fruit, very fitting, especially considering how much he drinks. I don't think that Blackbeard gave that to him. I think that's a fruit that he has had this whole time, which is why he's drinking so much, but we'll have to wait and see. Same with San Juan Wolf, who has the big or the giant fruit, and he's a giant who ate that, so he's humongous. He's absolutely humongous, but he's taking a nice little nap. We get confirmation on the Rocky Port incident happening what seems like on this island. So Kobe was causing a ruckus here. He's running around with a ball. And then we start getting like a little bit of flashbacks. And this is where shit starts to get wild. Blackbeard says that he wants this to be a full-fledged nation. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, is that really what you want? This whole time, is that your dream? Is it? Because if it is, I am severely disappointed. Severely. But I don't know if that's just a part of his dream. I don't know if he expects to have to wait around longer and wants to take part in the revelry so that he can get in there. But they wouldn't invite him. They wouldn't invite him to the revelry, I wouldn't think. And he's like, don't piss on my dreams, man. Because Kobe's like, it's not going to happen. He's like, I'm just telling you, because I'm Sword, it's not going to happen. And who else but the man, the myth, the legend, Kuzan himself comes out and he's like, wait a minute. He's like, what the hell is that? Yeah, it's not going to work. Kuzan's telling him. Sword members are Marines. And the translation on this part too is very strange. They're not recognized on paper. I like this translation the best. They resigned their commission. So it's kind of like their spot, like they're done with promotions. They're kind of just taking that spot. And it allows them to ignore them being like, you're not allowed to fight Yonko. You're not allowed to fight this pirate at this time. You're just not allowed. And that was something that we just saw with Lucci. And Kaku's like, dude, you don't have clearance to fight Luffy right now. You just don't. And he's like, fuck you, man. I'm a member of Sword. He's not. But interesting. It's interesting. I guess it's that simple. I mean, it was kind of theorized. I feel like a little bit right with once we saw X Drake. I mean, that fits. Even Kuzan fits. I'm like, Kuzan, are you explaining what you're doing right now? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what's going on? And I think they might want that to be a reveal later. But I would say most people are just like, well, yeah, right. I mean, lazy justice. He's just kind of sitting back. He's just sitting back behind enemy lines now. But we'll see. I don't know. So he's like, yeah, you can fight him. And then Blackbeard's like, oh, so those are the ones that have balls. Cool. Cool, I like people like that. And he's like, but you're the hero. You're like the hero, the new big thing. You're the hero of the Marines. They got to do something to save you. And he's like, dude, it's not going to happen. We get something of Perona saying you have to rescue or free Moria, who we maybe assume was dead, but nobody dies. So Kobe's like, she's like, I'll help you, but you have to rescue Moria, which is insane. I'm like, dude, just leave him. Just leave and fuck that guy. But whatever. The Marines start attacking, and Kobe, I'm liking Kobe more and more as time goes on, just because of the balls in that kid and just like really what he's about. He is a hero. He acts like a hero, and he's awesome. We get some pretty cool fruits now from some of these Marines. Some pretty cool fruits. The pirates are all looking to get his bounty, and they're noticing they're getting kind of funneled in to the plaza. And there's a lady, was supposedly a sexy lazy Kujaku, also a member of Sword, and she has the tame fruit, so she's able to tame what looks like inanimate and probably animated objects, the real living things that she's able to order around and have them do whatever she wants, which is kind of hot. But we'll see where that leads. I don't know how active these characters are going to be. I mean, we get like all these guys right now. I'm just like, am I supposed to care? Am I? I don't know. I guess I care a little bit. We get somebody else with the flower sniper. And in the other translations, he seemed to really heavily be flirting with Kobe, but in this one, it's not as much. She's just kind of nervous and shy about it. Habari. We get the next guy who so far is my favorite because I love, like, clay power is cool, but he's making like these little golem things, which is tight, which is insane because I felt like I created some for my own writing. And literally 2 of them are being used by these Marines. I'm like, dude, this isn't fair. Now I look like a copycat because this man got it done first. But I love the golems. He's creating all these dudes and really making people eat it. And he's not really having to do much. He's some type of prince. They're calling him royalty, but I don't know. The Squelch or the Clayman fruit. They funneled them all into the plaza. And then if I am not mistaken, Tashigi is in fact on that ship or launching him. She might just be launching him. That could be what's happening. Launching a ship. Everyone hang on tight. Helmeppo is on that ship. And then we get the man, the myth, the legend, the true hero of the Marines, flying in from downtown, Garp himself. Flexing up a storm, he's getting in there. And he's having a fucking ball of a time. He ain't worried about shit. He's ready to go to battle. He's ready to put his life on the line for his pupil. And all the pirates that were after Kobe are in this little plaza, which I really want to see how big, because I can't really tell how big this is at the moment. It's got to be like pretty big. It's got to be pretty big. But they're like, oh shit, and everybody sees him and they're like, oh fuck. But none of Blackbeard's pirates, as far as I know, were involved in this, which is kind of big because if he just beats their ass like Shanks did to Kid, which I would be happy. I would be all about it because I think Blackbeard carries his crew. Him and Kuzan. But the fact that neither one of them are there, I'm for it. And none of his original crew, I'm for it. Take all these dudes out. I could give less than half a shit. Coming to the end of One Piece, I'm cool with taking these guys out, but the only problem lies in a single man. One man. You already know who it is. Shiryu of the Rain. There's too much hype built around him for him to just go out like a puff of smoke. I don't see it happening. But this man gets in here, talks up a storm. Don't do this shit to my protege, to my pupil. He is the future of the Marines. Boom! Galaxy Fist or Galaxy Impact, depending on what translation you went through. But he destroys everything. King's Conqueror's out the butt. A crazy attack, like a shockwave, and I'm pretty sure that's all natty. That man's not taking any performance-enhancing drugs. None. He's just in there doing God's work. I don't even know what to say. If you did not like these 2 chapters, I will warn you right now. If you did not like the Divine Departure, the throwback to Roger and what Shanks is going to be working with, or Galaxy Fist / Impact, you're not going to like the end, and you're not going to like the future of One Piece. I'm just telling you that now. We're going King's Conqueror route. This is the route that we're going. This is what everyone's going to be working with, both durability, endurance, and power-wise. Their attacks are going to be centered around that. So if you're not here for it, jump ship now. No pun intended, but jump ship now. I'm all for it. we get a break, I'm not even upset because I was really reading this and I was like, dude, this can't be real. But it is. I'm glad it is. I'm glad Garp's in action. They're going to keep teasing us. But eventually, I mean, we have all these different tipping points at different parts of the story right now. So shit's about to go down. And I'm all here for it. I hope you guys love this chapter as much as I did. And I'll catch you. Bye.